Rudan, I'm guessing pretty chuffed with that 4-0 on the clean sheet.
Yeah, very good. 4 different goal scorers as well. You know, we aren't heavily reliant on just one player, which is exactly kind of the team that I wanted to create as well. So, very disciplined. Sometimes it can be tough to play against 10 men, but we started early, and you get your rewards. We're on the front foot. We got the first one, and we were driving forward, looking to get the second one, and that's why things like that happen. But there was a long way to go, and just a very disciplined performance. We controlled the opposition with and without the ball.
I guess the other thing with that is you mentioned how against 10 men it can, especially if you want to look, you might be a bit passive, but they kept going through the juggler right to the end, right?
Absolutely, and that's what we're building here. And like I said, the attitude was great, and that's exactly the mentality that we want at this football club.
And Brandon Barello opened the scoring. He's on fire for you at the moment. What are you feeding him?
I don't know. I've got to ask his partner that. She's the one that looks after him, but. No, Brandon's got all the skill sets to play in that position, and he did come as a winger, and having watched him closely, there was no reason for me that he couldn't occupy that position. And weeks ago when I put him in there, he played his part and got a goal, and that lifts his confidence. And then we had a good chat about moving forward and what that looks like as well. But like I said, his strike rate's as good as any in the league. When you look at someone like maybe Jamie McLaren, who's probably a bit better in terms of his ratio, but and Jason Cummings as well, he's right up there. And so we're going to continue to persist with him there. And like I said, the important thing is that he enjoys playing there and he understands it, and we want to make him better as well. And he makes us better, more importantly.
Do you think I know he's played for the soccer before, but like the form he's in, I don't think he's been kind of in that range.
I don't know, George. That's not for me to comment on. That's for Graham Arnold and his coaching staff to talk about whether he's at that level. But I'm delighted to have Brandon Barello, not just because of what he can do in the park, but off the park. He's a breath of fresh air. He's really positive around the place. He gives you a lot of energy, which you always need. You need a good balance in your team as well. He's just a bundle of joy and energy every time he's at training.
I guess the win also kind of looking ahead to next week. The Mariners game that you two have been tossing and turning between 2 and 3 all season. It's a really good opportunity before you go to Perth, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't look too far ahead. We needed to move this one and get this one done and dusted. And like I said, that's the most important thing now. And we'll prepare for next week. And they've had a really good season, and so it's going to be a really good game, a tough game. Two teams, who like to go for it. We certainly are that team, and we're evolving into that team as well, which is important. And we continue to evolve and improve.
Played really well. What are your words going to be to the boys, knowing that there's a few rounds before the finals and knowing that it'll be a big game, like you mentioned, next week? How are you going to prepare the boys for it?
Yeah, there's not too much to say. I don't normally talk too much after a game, but we'll rest them up properly, and I think this time slot suits us as well. We don't have any more 3 o'clock games. We've got the new players like Morgan and Namor and Milanovic and these guys who are just going to add depth and strength and quality to us. And we're just going to get better. That's one thing I can guarantee. Once they all get back to full fitness, and we need to build Milosh up as well. You can see how important he is with 2 assists in the first 2 goals, and his ability in tight areas and finding pockets, and he can still do things that no other player in this league can do. So, for us it's about step by step, and we'll recover properly and plan properly against the Mariners, which will be, for me, a very physical encounter. They're a very physical side, and so we need to step up next week from that point of view for sure.
And Marko, 2 goals for Callum in the last 2 games.
Yep.
What do you make of his current form?
Yeah, no, look, he's had a really good season. Callum, has come with a lack of minutes in the past seasons, and I always believed in him. I thought he was a great player. So I was really excited to have him join our football club. But he almost has a bit of a more freer role going forward, because we've got Morgan now who's so good in the ball and can dictate play, and we're playing out and passing out of pressure really well, and I want him to just move a touch forward as well, because he's got the ability to with that final pass, and like I said, he's got 2 goals for himself as well, and it's just a reward for all his hard work. So it's very important to have the right balance, and right now it's I want to have headaches with a starting 11 each week, and I want them to perform and make it harder for the next one, because to wear the jerseys is really important for the players as far as I'm concerned. And I don't just give out minutes. You've got to earn them at this football club, and it should be a privilege when they start or when they get minutes, and they've got to continue to earn it. And if they don't, they might find themselves not starting the week after, and that's exactly what you want in a good way. You want competition in a good way.
4 goals and a clean sheet. Do you see you guys, I guess, as a more attacking team now than defense?
I don't know. Normally, you guys tell us what kind of a team we are, right? So, for me, I don't talk about plan and strategy. It's something that I've kept to myself. But when you've got 17 new players and a completely new backroom staff, 8 or 9 of them, there's always going to be changes. And for me, when I strategise and plan something, they're stepping stones. You don't build Rome in a day, right? You've got to do it step by step. Is it that the city that I'm talking about? Is there another city that I'm supposed to be talking about, right? Is it Rome? Okay, there you go.
Any injuries, Ruth?
Not that I know of. I'm hoping not anyway, and that's why I made the subs as well. Just to, in a game like that, you've got the ability to kind of plan a bit more forward, and with Miloš not having the minutes, and Amor also, that was his first start, and Gabby too is on a few yellows, so we wanted to look after him, and he broke his finger and he played with that, so he showed a lot of bravery tonight, and that's all it is just making sure that we do it well, where we understand who needs the minutes in a game like this.